Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Lynch, Ayurvedic practitioner and founder of the Ayurveda School. I wanted to share with you a little bit of information about the 7-day reset and why this has become a thing that I want to offer at this time of the year. So we are just in the beginning of February and we've come through January. January is such a full month. There's so much going on in January, the holiday season, and the time that we spend post-holiday season. So we have the holiday season with whatever celebrations you have over that December and January, the new year, and then we keep going. And we can keep going pretty much for the whole of the month of January, and we become out of balance. So when I was putting this together, for me, I knew it was time. I got to the end of January and thought, whoa, that was a lot. There was a lot going on and I felt out of balance. And I had this deep desire to get back into balance, to be the healthy person that I could be, with a clear mind, with my body functioning well, with clarity in what I was doing. So I wanted to shift things. And I thought, you know what, if I want this, I bet there's other people who feel the same as me. So I started to think about it and what was actually going on. So I've listed these things. So I'm opening this up for you to share with you. This is what I came up with. So the issues now. So if we look at the issues, there's overstimulation. That whole month of January and the pre part of that at the end of December. So really, if you look at it, we've probably been doing this for 2 months. We are overstimulated. There is so much going on in our lives. We are having celebrations, we are having visitors, going on holidays, where, if the children go to school, well, they're not going to school in that time. We might take a break from work. So the work that we were doing that had a regular doing this on each day, and now it doesn't. So we've become out of routine with that overstimulation. Then we also have on the other side of that a lack of routine, which means that then we're not aligned with the rhythms. So the rhythms of the day that we are supposed to be aligned with for our body to work well. This is, remember, we are nature. Essentially, we are nature. Everything that happens in nature is happening within us. Now, when we get out of routine, then we become misaligned or not aligned with the rhythms. And when that happens, then primarily it affects our digestion. It affects everything, but our digestion gets out of whack. And when our digestion gets out of whack, everything gets out of whack. And then to add insult to injury, not only are we overstimulated, where we have a lack of routine, we're not in line with the rhythms, we are also bringing into our body a lot of foods, drinks, and practices that are not good for us, so that are inflammatory, that are heavy, that are toxic, that are not creating balance for us. So we're bringing those in as well as part of the season of what we do. So it's no wonder that we get to the end of January and we feel not quite right in many, many ways. And so then there's these symptoms that come up and tell us what's going on. So before I go into the symptoms, I just want to touch on what it is that's happening at this time. We've got all these things going on, all of these issues, but in summertime, it's pitta time, which pitta is water and heat, but the main thing is the heat. In pitta, there's heat, and with that heat, if we heat something up, we dry it out. So think about what happens when we heat up a piece of bread. It becomes toast. Yeah, it becomes a dry piece of bread. So that happens with us. We heat up, we dry out, we become inflamed. Flame being the operative word there, we become inflamed. And all of that leads to depletion. So summer is a time of depletion. We literally, think about the flames, we literally get burnt out in summertime. So this is why you might be feeling a little bit tired, a little bit lethargic, because you have become burnt out. Yeah. So that burning out, the heat, the dryness, the inflammation causes these physical issues. So I've written down a few that have shown up, and these are things that people are presenting to me with at the moment. Swollen and sore joints. So swelling in the body anywhere is this the slowing down of our blood moving because the blood is drying out. Because it heats up, it dries out. But that swelling happens and we hold onto the fluid in our body. Sore joints is inflammation. So I was teaching a yoga class on Saturday morning, and one of my beautiful women, we were doing a particular posture, and we were talking about feet and what to do with the feet. And she said, "Oh, my feet are so sore. Top of my feet, my ankles. In the morning when I wake up, I can't even put my feet on the ground. I have to rotate my ankles. I have to sort of hobble around until they start to work properly." This is the inflammation that comes from these practices, these things that I was talking about, the overstimulation, blah, blah, blah. Headaches, too much heat, too much dryness causes headaches. Skin issues, particularly itchy and scratchy. Heat causes itchiness, scratchiness. And so that itchiness and scratchiness also comes to our temperament, and we get anger issues. Yeah, so we get angry, or we get chaotic and confused, which I also call overwhelm and anxiety. So too much going on. So the anger is the heat, the overwhelm and the anxiety is the dryness, and also being out of routine. Then with our bowels, well, there's the heat and there's the dryness. Heat causes diarrhea, dryness causes constipation. And because there's the heat and the dryness, we can actually experience both of those. So, oh joy, winning on both levels, diarrhea and constipation, so having variable bowel movements. And then because we're out of routine, because the food we're eating isn't easily digested, it can be a little bit toxic. It causes armor as well. So they can also be sticky. And if we're eating heavy foods, then it becomes sticky. So we've got Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, the dryness, the heat, and the stickiness, all three that can happen with our bowel movements. And then lastly here, I wrote about digestion. So the digestion, the heat causes the hangry. So the heat we know is the pitta, and pitta are the only ones that get hangry, or a pitta imbalance is when we get hangry. Or not hungry. And not hungry comes from the lack of routine, not being aligned with the rhythms, and also eating foods that are not in balance with what we should be doing right now. So we could be hangry, we could be not hungry, or again, we could have a variable digestion. We could have bloating, which is the dryness. We could have gas, which is the dryness, or we could have reflux, which is the heat. So pretty much everything's on the table here. And in Ayurveda, we say that the reason that things go wrong with us, the reason that we become sick or we don't have optimum health, is incompatible diet and lifestyle. So that means we are not having the diet and lifestyle that we need to have right now. Well, there is January. Incompatible diet and lifestyle. So I invite you to join me in the 7-day reset. Now, spoiler alert, I've been doing the 7-day reset this week. When I do a cleanse or a reset with you, I like to do it the week before so I can experience what's going on and speak to it from a point of experience when I'm actually talking to you and go, oh, yes, that I know about that. I had it happen to me. So this 7-day reset, I'm doing it now. It's Wednesday, so I'm on my 4th day. And I've got to tell you, I am feeling really great. There's been a lot of changes for me, bringing back my digestion to optimum digestion because it had slipped away, feeling clearer, having more clarity in my mind, in my thoughts, making better choices, having more energy. And also I have lost a little bit of weight that I was carrying, so that's gone. But, you know, weight comes and goes. That doesn't have to be the main reason we do it. But if we've got a little bit of extra weight from this time, it tends to go as well. So the results are great, and they'll be great for you during the reset as well. the other thing that I've done is I've brought in a little tweak that I'm going to share with you that will improve your sleep. So that's something that's a bit exciting. That's a change that I'm going to invite you to bring in for this week. That's going to add another level to the reset, but I'll tell you more about that if you sign up or when you sign up for the reset. So sign up for this reset, do 7 days with me. We're starting close to the full moon, pretty close. The full moon have just happened and we're going towards the new moon. Now, there's a whole reason for why we would do that, and that's something else I'm going to talk to you about in the reset. It's really important that we align ourselves with those rhythmic cycles, especially for women. For everybody, but especially for women. You already know that we are, that 28-day cycle is us, and that doesn't matter whether you are menstruating or not. So you might be pregnant, you might be, actually, if you're pregnant, you'll do a different version of this reset, but you might be menstruating, or you might be menopausal. So it doesn't really matter. Our bodies as women are tuned always to that 28-day rhythm. So I invite you to join up for the 7-day reset. Bring a friend, because it's always great to do it with the support of someone else. Come in, reset yourself to start the rest of the year. We're going to also get clear on what it is that you want for the rest of the year. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on that clarity as well. So if you're looking for a reset, if you are having any of those symptoms, if you're having any of those issues, this is perfect for you. I'd love you to join. Coming to the 7-day reset. I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you, everyone.